Hello everybody, it's Will Huckaba with YO Airguns, and this is the second episode of Airgun Discussion. Today, for the second episode of Airgun Discussion, I'm going to be covering my prediction where the future of airguns is heading. And then also I'm going to be giving some of my hopes and dreams for what I would love to see come out of the airgun industry in the upcoming years. Now this video might be a little shorter than the last one as I don't have quite as much content to cover. And I hope I don't sound too sick for this video as I'm just getting over a sickness. So hopefully my voice doesn't sound too nasally. With that said though, let's jump right into it. First off, I just want to give my prediction on where I believe the airgun industry is going to be heading towards for the next couple of years and what products and guns we might be able to see come up here soon. Starting off with a simple one, I believe we're going to continue to see slugs grow tremendously over the next couple of years, as that's just what we've seen previously. And with that said, I don't know exactly what kind of growth we're talking, but I totally believe that we're going to see a lot more companies start producing more types of slugs, and companies that are already producing slugs maybe produce different types of slugs with small modifications, whether it be different grains, heavier, lighter, or a different design to make them fly with much more stability. But I also believe we're going to see the companies come out with new products that are going to allow us, the shooter, to gain more out of slugs, whether that be modifications that allow us to gain more power, tune the gun easier, or barrels that are made for shooting slugs better. I'm not exactly sure, but I believe we'll be able to see all of that in the next couple of years. Which, I mean, we already have seen that, but I believe we're going to see that grow and new barrels come out and new modifications. Which is something that has me super excited because it's been super interesting to watch the growth of slugs over the past couple of years and how the expectations and the kind of limits of airguns has been broken because of slugs. We've now seen shooters reaching out to 100, 200, 300, 400, even 500 yards because of slugs. Now I know I'm talking about slugs a lot, but that's only because I truly believe that that's where the focus and growth for the airgun industry is going to be centered around for the next couple of years, because that's just what we've seen in the previous years. But I do think pellets are due for an upgrade too. The two main pellets that come to my head when I think of hunting pellets are Predator polymags, which are starting to become a little more uncommon, and Hades, which are still very popular. But I believe there's still a huge market here in hunting pellets, as that's what a lot of people choose as their first choice. And I think a lot of companies realize this too, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see some other companies enter the market, or companies that are already in the market start to come up with new designs for hunting pellets. Now let's switch gears over to guns. My first prediction is that due to the success of the Air Venturi Avenger, we're going to see a lot of these other companies that make the higher end guns start to kind of look at and possibly create lower end kind of budget guns like the Air Venturi Avenger for themselves. I say this because the Air Venturi Avenger was an extremely successful gun that did super well. And I think a lot of other companies have looked at that and noticed that and are going to try and follow suit with something of their own. To me, this is super exciting because I believe a lot of people that shoot powder burners and rimfires are starting to look towards the airgun world as ammo prices continue to skyrocket and ammo is not always available for them. I think when those people move over to the airgun industry, or at least take a look at it, they tend to see the high price tags and that scares them away immediately. Whereas something like the Air Venturi Avenger with a much more pleasing price tag to look at gives them an option and something to choose. Moving back to slugs for a second, I think we're going to continue to see some growth in airguns that are capable of higher powers that slugs tend to like. With higher power, we might also see some airguns coming out with a more tunable platform, somewhat like the FX Impact M3, as that definitely helps slug shooters fine-tune their guns for the most accuracy. I guess not even just slugs, pellets too. At the same time, with that said though, some companies are totally built around creating a very rugged and durable airgun, and that tends to mean less tunability, but there is a huge market for that. So I think we'll also see some more airguns with those features come out soon. Another prediction of mine, this one might also kind of lean on the desire or hope, is that we're going to see a lot of other companies start to create compressors that will hopefully last a lot longer. As of right now, in my opinion, the best affordable compressor is the Yonghang, and I truly believe that there's a huge market there if someone were able to create a compressor that were able to competitively compete with it. My next and last prediction is that we're going to see an upgrade in scope cams hopefully soon. If a company were able to produce a scope cam that were able to utilize something like the new GoPro Hero 10 or really any of the newer cameras, it could be huge. Not to really dive into it, but a lot of the newer cameras are capable of a much higher frame rate and a higher quality of video, meaning you could get a much better look at slow motion. I guess not really a much better look, but you'd have the potential to slow the video down even more, so you could get a much better look at the slug flying through the air while also getting an increase in quality of video. Now I'm going to switch things up and move over to my hopes and dreams for the airgun industry and what I would love to see come out in the next couple of years. But so far, if you're enjoying the video, please make sure to leave me a like. It helps out a ton. And if you're not enjoying the video, please leave me a dislike and then go down to the comment section and tell me why. And while you're down there, if you could leave a comment saying whether you agree with my predictions or disagree with them and why, that'd be super cool too. Alright, hopping right into my hopes and dreams. This is probably the biggest one, but I would love to see a company come out with an airgun that is totally built around long range shooting with slugs, as I think it'd be super cool to see something like that come out that could just kind of break the limitations of what we believe airguns can do. Not only would it be really cool for us shooters and for hunting and target shooting, but I think it'd be really cool to come out with an airgun like that because it would kind of show others, like the rimfire world and other people, what these airguns are truly capable of. My next hope and desire is something I kind of already touched on, but I would love to see some of these higher end companies like FX, Daystate, and all the other ones come out with an airgun in that lower end region that can compete with the Air Venturing Avenger. There's a huge market out there for some of those sub $500 airguns, and I think that this is a huge opportunity that some of these airgun companies should be looking at. My next hope and desire, I would love to see some more airguns that are just super durable and rugged. Something that you can take out and shoot comfortably, knowing that there's not going to be a shift in the point of impact or anything like that. I think some of the companies that are already producing airguns like that are extremely successful because of it, and I think it's something that a lot of other companies should look at. I know that's not super easy to do, but that's why I put it on my kind of hopes and dreams and desires for the airgun industry. Something else I really desire are some accessories that could come out that could help with the tuning of airguns and make it a much simpler process. I know that sounds like a lot to ask for and not something that would be super easy, but I think if companies could find a way to make their guns a lot more simpler to tune, that wouldn't create such a kind of intimidation factor when someone looks at that airgun to buy it. Sorry about that, my camera died, so I guess we'll be switching up the angle a little bit for now. Hopefully this doesn't look too bad, but that's alright because the video is getting close to the end. My last desire for the airgun industry is that we're going to see a lot more shooters enter it in the coming years. I think a lot of people right now are making the switch from rimfires over to airguns because of what's going on in the rimfire world. This is really cool for us shooters, as that means there's going to be a lot more people that are going to be able to talk with us about this kind of stuff and also put money towards the airgun industry to help stuff keep growing. I think that's going to be it for this video, guys. So thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and then go down to the comment section and tell me if you agreed with what I'm saying, disagreed with what I'm saying, or just about your thoughts on what the airgun future is going to look like essentially. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope to see you on the next episode and take care.